Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos greets the UNESCO on its 70th anniversary and stresses in a royal speech his support for the approaches of the international organization. His Majesty the Sultan calls upon the international organization to utilize its capabilities and programs to serve nations and calls to follow options of peace, dialogue, and reconciliation. His Majesty the Sultan stresses that the Sultanate adopts the policy of tolerance and strengthening ties of friendship with nations and establishing pillars of peace in the world. And the gross domestic produce for non-oil activities during the first half of 2015 records a growth of 3.7%. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos addressed in a royal speech the General Conference of UNESCO in its 38th session, currently commenced at the United Nations Organization for Education, Science and Culture in Paris during the period from the 3rd to the 18th of November on the occasion of the 70th anniversary of UNESCO. In this speech, His Majesty said that it is a great pleasure that the world meets here at the 38th session of UNESCO's General Conference to work together to achieve the noble aspirations of all peoples of the world, share knowledge and expertise for the development of humanity in the fields of education, culture, sciences, and communications, and exchange views on the future of human joint work within the rapid developments being witnessed by the world today. His Majesty added, "We also seize this historic moment to congratulate UNESCO, this pioneering organization, on the occasion of the 70th anniversary of its establishment, as it bears the responsibility of enlightening humanity for further progress and prosperity." He also said that as they follow the accomplished development in achieving the ambitions and hopes of all nations of the world through this organization, they hope that its success will continue for a brighter future for humanity and achieving projects and programs that will be reflected on nations' happiness and prosperity. His Majesty the Sultan also said that in a sustainable world in which science and knowledge develops day by day, he calls upon this promising organization to utilize its educational, scientific, and cultural capabilities for the sake of serving peoples through different programs. He added that he supports its tendency to upgrade the youth's skill and connect them with the labor market to face global challenges. He also said that there is no doubt that education is the basic pillar for human development as to achieve the goals of sustainability. For this to happen, it is necessary to work together and share knowledge and expertise to spread education and reduce disease, poverty, and illiteracy. His Majesty added that it is fortunate that as UNESCO marks its 70th anniversary this year, the whole world is looking forward to continue its Education for All initiative at UNESCO far beyond 2015 and move forward with the UNESCO's program for education for sustainable development for the period from 2015 till 2030. His Majesty also said that as he follows with concern what is happening in several parts of the world of disputes and conflicts that are stemmed from misunderstanding and not accepting the other, he called upon the world to follow the options of peace, dialogue, and reconciliation through accepting the other and respecting his view, denouncing violence, and combat all reasons that lead to it. He added that it is of great pleasure that UNESCO invests the intellectual pluralism and cultural diversity of humanity in building bridges of understanding among peoples to live in a world of cooperation and love. He also said that Sultanate of Oman has adopted the policy of tolerance and strengthening ties of friendship with nations and establishing pillars of peace in the world, and our efforts crowned with success in attracting more funds. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos said that the world is aware today of the significance of technology and its role in facilitating the life of the individuals and the development of countries, and in this regard he blesses the efforts exerted in utilizing technology and information security. He also stresses that the technologies shall be utilized for what brings happiness to humanity. His Majesty the Sultan also values the global attention to sciences and investment in renewable energy energy in all walks of life and to utilize them to face challenges of climate change and pollution and to work to sustain energy resources for upcoming generations and continuous endeavor to find successful solutions for issues of population, food security, and water shortages. He also said that he appreciates all efforts targeting environment protection and preserving biodiversity, and he supports the organization's good endeavor to reach these goals. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos concluded the speech by expressing his utmost appreciation to this promising organization and his deep thanks for those in charge, wishing it further success in serving humanity and its welfare. Official statistics showed several signs of optimism in the national economy despite a drop in oil prices. The gross domestic product (GDP) for non-oil activities in the first half of 2015 recorded a growth of 3.7% to reach 8,949 million Omani riyals, compared to 8,626 million riyals in the corresponding period of last year. This year is the last year in the 8th five-year plan, which began in 2011, targeting acceleration of the rates of economic diversification, strengthening the role of the private sector in the development process and the development of its participation in its programs. The inflation level by the end of September 2015 decreased by 0.1%. The private sector during the first 9 months of 2015 provided 9,560 jobs for Omani citizens. The total number of Omanis in the private sector reached by the end of September 207,000 compared to 197,000 at the end of last year. The total value of private deposits at the commercial banks in the Sultanate as of the end of August 2015 rose by 7.2% to more than 11,590 million Omani riyals, compared to 10,815 million riyals in the corresponding period in 2014. As for the banking indicators for the commercial banks as at the end of August 2015, the broad money and clearance to the deposits in riyals were 22.6%. The combined money and clearance to the gross deposits were 19.7%. The total percentage of loans to deposits was 98.7%. Sohar Port announced its operational shipping and cargo performance at the third quarter of 2015. The performance reflects the continuous growth in handling different types of goods. Sohar's port's handling activity grew by 53% at third quarter of the year compared to the corresponding quarter last year. Since the beginning of 2015 and up to the end of September 2015, the port handled 407,000 TEU 20-foot equivalent unit, 5% more compared to the gross handling activity at the Port Sultan Qaboos and Sohar Port during the corresponding period last year. The number of vehicles handled by the port grew by 181% since the beginning of 2015 and up to the end of September 2015 compared to the corresponding period in 2014. The port currently handles 200,000 vehicles per annum. To exchange scientific experts in the field of diagnosis of illnesses for children by X-ray and to update information of physicians, in addition to reviewing modern medical and scientific updates in the field of X-ray, Sur Hospital, in cooperation with Omani Association for X-ray Technicians, organized the events of the National Conference for Children X-ray with the presence of more than 200 pediatricians and nurses. The 6th Pharmacy Symposium, organized by Directorate of Pharmacy and Medical Store, was held this morning. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai.
Pharmacists are playing an increasingly important role in providing quality care to patients, and they are vital members of the healthcare team. Hence, to boost this pivotal role that lead to continuously keep improving healthcare outcomes, the organizers of the 6th Pharmaceutical Symposium managed to bring over 160 pharmacists, doctors and nurses representing healthcare institutions of the Ministry of Health and other governmental bodies. to discuss and share knowledge related to the pharmaceutical management in osteoporosis, critical care, and pharmacy practice.
The main idea of this symposium is to explore the role of the pharmacist and present the role of pharmacy from being a product-oriented to the specialty, to clinical or oriented, and to focus on the patient, and also to discuss about the main role of pharmacy in being an important part in interdisciplinary team.
The impact of pharmacist interventions in improving osteoporosis management and critical care management was the focus of symposiums that match the hospital specialties. The outcome of this symposium will assist in improving the pharmacy services here in the Sultanate of Oman. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Intercontinental Hotel, Muscat.
Ibri Referral Hospital hosted a workshop on developing health system in the Sultanate, according to the 9th Five-Year Plan of Health Development 2016 to 2020. This session focused on meeting the needs of healthcare in upcoming phase according to the international standards. The three-day workshop witnessed a participation from various governmental and domestic sectors. The National Youth Committee celebrated Omani Youth Day in Wadi Al Maawil in the Governorate of South Batna. The celebration revealed the features of the upcoming plan of the committee through the projects which seek to enable youth and enhance their performance in addition to highlighting their skills. Still to come in our news bulletin. With around 100 participants representing 17 countries, activities of the Oman 3rd Desert Marathon start in the Wilaya of Vidiya. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The Heritage Forum entitled Glances from Nizwa Life continues its activities in the Governorate of Dakhiliya. The forum is organized by the Cultural Committee of Activities of Nizwa, Capital of Islamic Culture 2015, which portrays aspects and details of the life in Nizwa. Many traditional and handmade crafts are portrayed in this event in an indication of the importance of preserving this cultural heritage. The College of Applied Sciences in Sohar held a ceremony for the graduation of the 6th batch of Information Technology students and the 2nd batch of students specialized in electricity, mechanical, and chemical engineering. The ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Isam bin Ali Al-Rawaz, Deputy Chairperson of the Public Authority for Craft Industries. The graduation ceremony included graduate speeches as well as honoring the excelled students. The graduates expressed their happiness for graduation after hard work and efforts they exerted during the years of study. The 11th Euro-Arab Gathering for Scouts concluded in Muscat under the auspices of His Excellency Engineer Salim bin Mohammed Al-Naimi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Transport and Communications. The 4-day event witnessed various lectures, seminars, and work papers, in addition to musical shows presented by the Scouts Band, as well as visits to some historical and touristic locations in Muscat. The Shabab Oman 2 ship left this morning Zaid Port in the United Arab Emirates in its last station within its first voyage to the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. The voyage came to spread the culture of peace and friendship among nations. The ship, when it was docked at the port, witnessed the performance of a number of traditional arts. It also received a number of visitors, tourists, and school students who toured the divisions of the ship and got acquainted with various aspects of the Omani heritage. Activities of the Oman Third Desert Marathon started in the Wilaya of Badiya in the Governorate of North Sharqiya, with around 100 participants representing 17 countries. The opening ceremony was accompanied by Omani traditional arts. The marathon will include 6 stages where the participants will be cutting a distance of more than 160 kilometers through desert sand dunes in this Wilaya. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with cloud accumulation and fog late night and early morning over the Governorate of Buraymi and the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be moderate along the coast of the Governorate of Musandam and Sea of Oman with a maximum wave height of 2 meters, and will be slight along the rest of the coast with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos greets the UNESCO on its 70th anniversary and stresses in a royal speech his support for the approaches of the international organization. His Majesty the Sultan calls upon the international organization to utilize its capabilities and programs to serve nations and calls to follow options of peace, dialogue, and reconciliation. His Majesty the Sultan stresses that the Sultanate adopts the policy of tolerance and strengthening ties of friendships with nations and establishing pillars of peace in the world. And the gross domestic product for non-oil activities during the first half of 2015 records a growth of 3.7%. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.